guys, and welcome back to Couch Critics. I'm Lamia.
And I'm Ruby, and today we're reviewing The Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson's latest movie.
Yes, it's the first time that I watched a Wes Anderson movie.
I've seen The Grand Budapest Hotel,
Okay.
and I've only seen it about a year and a half ago because everybody was telling me Wes Anderson is like one of the most known and like he has his way when it comes to directing in our days.
Was it worth the hype?
Yeah, I really like it. I think with Wes Anderson's movies, it has a certain style that you cannot find it in other movies, and I think that's what makes him so known and respected, and I really like that.
Yeah, he does have his own signature and it's very, very original.
Yeah.
And when I was going to watch this movie, I watched the trailer, and the first thing that I thought was that you were gonna have a blast because it just feels like it's a movie for architecture people
It
because
is,
it's so defined and
yeah.
it's not about the story. I mean, the script is good, but like it's more about how every shot is gonna be presented.
Yes.
Every shot is presented in such a meticulous way, and every detail is cared for, and yeah.
Even the colors are amazing. And the funny thing is, I saw the title and I was like, The Phoenician Scheme.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds familiar because I'm Lebanese, and in Lebanon we always say that we're Phoenicians because
What
these
does
were our
that mean,
ancestors.
Phoenician?
It's a civilization that was a long time before like Jesus Christ was like during the
Okay.
like it was really a long time ago, and it's just the people who were living in Lebanon before.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
and they invented the alphabet, they invented the color red, and like they're known for a lot
Okay.
of things.
That's
So
nice.
Lebanese people hold a lot of pride in the Phoenician identity. But I saw the title and I'm like, I wonder what this has to do like with the movie. And it turns out that it's a movie inspired by Wes Anderson's father-in-law, who's Lebanese.
Oh,
So
he is?
yeah,
Yeah, I saw you posted something
Yeah.
about that, but I did not get it.
because I saw at the end when they were putting the credits, and I saw his name. It was something Ma'luf, and I was like, Ma'luf, that's a Lebanese
That
last
sounds
name.
Lebanese.
And it just said that it was Wes Anderson's father-in-law, and I was like, wait a minute, I need to do more research about it. And then I read it, and I was like, oh my God, I did not know that, and that was
That's so
very,
lovely.
very inspiring.
So it's inspired by
a Lebanese,
his father-in-law.
yeah.
That's so cute.
So
I
yeah,
love it. And this movie takes place in a fictional country, but
Yeah.
it does look like a Middle Eastern country
yes,
in a very exaggerated way.
yes. There was like even Arabic like
Yeah.
signs, and it was so nice to be able to read them. I was like, wait a minute, like
Mhm.
it's accurate. Like there, I
Yeah.
don't know. It was I always see when I see things written in a different language that I don't understand in a movie, I'm like, I wonder what this says. And for the first time, I was able to understand it because
Mhm.
it's a language I also speak. So it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it talks about a guy in construction who has to build a train, I think,
Mhm.
a track, and he's trying to cover the gap because he didn't have the finances to cover all of it. And there's also people trying to kill him because apparently he's very wealthy and people don't like him. And so he calls out his daughter, whom he never really had a relationship with, so that she inherits him and she continues on his mission in case he gets killed. And we see the development of his relationship with his daughter, and I think that's the key essence of the movie. I thought it was very precious to see how they went from being complete strangers. His daughter was really cold towards him at the beginning, and then they developed this kind of friendship. So
Yeah, and also someone is trying to kill him every
Mhm.
time he steps out of his place.
yeah,
Because apparently he's a very wealthy person and people are after him, and yeah, it's a funny movie, but at the same time it does have this beauty and elegance that doesn't just make it a simple comedy.
yeah.
And yeah, I found it hard to watch because I'm not used to watching like sophisticated movies. It felt like going to the museum, and when you go to the museum, I feel like you have to go a little bit early. You can't go there at 10 p.m. And this was like the 10 p.m. screen, and so I
Yeah.
was like, as I was telling Ruby earlier, I was falling asleep, and it was really hard to just like stay awake. So yeah, I chose the wrong timing. So I feel like I didn't truly enjoy the movie, and I didn't soak in the details, and I didn't digest it in the way that it's supposed to be digested.
To be honest with you, I did not understand it for the first half, and then at some point I was kind of frustrated. I was like, why am I not able to follow? What are they doing? Why is he getting killed? I couldn't understand anything. What was he looking for money for? What was he
Mm,
negotiating? And then at some point I was like, you know what? I don't care if I understand it or not. It's so beautifully filmed. I'm
yeah.
just gonna enjoy the shots and the acting and the actors
Mm,
because it's a bunch of A-list actors, and not just A-list actors, it's just a bunch of actors that I personally
yeah.
really like. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna enjoy the movie. And that's when I started to understand it a bit because
Yeah.
it's really hard to understand and it's all over the place. And there's moments when they look into the camera and the pauses were weird, but it's just
And
beautifully
it's
done.
the focus is absolutely not on the plot, it's on the shots. And
Yeah.
it's whenever you choose to look, you'll see something interesting going
Yeah.
on the screen. But at the same time, I watched this the reaction of people who watched the movie in
Okay.
Cannes when it first screened, and a lot of people who had watched like all the Wes Anderson movies thought that it was very repetitive, and they actually got bored when they watched this. So I'm asking myself, like, you know, will there be a point where like we'll get bored of these cute shots
Mm,
because a movie needs a solid, coherent plot?
yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of sad to hear that actually,
Yeah.
because and maybe I'm just saying that because I've only watched this and another West, like
Mm.
the Grand Budapest Hotel. So maybe I haven't gotten to the point where I'm bored
Bored.
of his
Yeah.
style or anything. But I think like the way I see it is his directing, his shots, his style, it's a language, and then the plot is
Mm.
what he's trying to say. And yes, the plot does not take is not as big as the way he's filming it, but it's still subtly there's still a subtle message behind
Mm.
his movies. So yeah, and again, maybe I'm just saying it because I haven't seen a lot of his movies. So yeah, but maybe they have a point. Yeah.
Yeah. Wes
So
Anderson.
yeah, can we talk about the actors? Because there was Willem Dafoe, and I just want to talk about Willem Dafoe for a moment because ever since we started our podcast, he's been in almost every movie. Not almost every movie, but he's been in a
Yeah.
lot of movies. He's like the Timothée Chalamet of like the
He just seems like he's having fun. Like he just
yeah
takes on the most random roles, and
yeah
you just see him whenever you don't expect to see
yeah.
him. And he had like what, 2 minutes in this movie?
Yeah, not a lot. He had secondary role. He was with God in heaven. It's
Yeah.
just it's a weird. I still don't get his role, but I just love seeing him on screen. I loved seeing him in Kinds of Kindness and Poor Things, and every time it's just a different role. It's a weird role, but
Yeah.
again, it seems like he's having fun. And honestly,
Good for him.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the acting career.
Same goes for Scarlett Johansson. I
Yeah.
haven't seen her for a long time. I think she's directing now.
Hmm.
She had like a movie coming out a few months ago, and yeah, I it was really refreshing to see her in something that's not Marvel.
Yeah. And I personally didn't know the main actors,
Mm,
the girl who plays the daughter and the father. I don't know a lot of their movies. I don't know any of their movies, as a matter
mm,
of fact. But I think it's refreshing that the A-listers got secondary roles, and these actors that maybe they're A-listers, I just haven't heard of them, but they got the main roles. And it's just nice to see people who are so used to being in the spotlight be at peace with just having a
totally.
supportive role. I think it shows a lot from their end. And yeah, Scarlett Johansson is my favorite female actress of all
Really?
times. I love her
Yeah.
so much. I think even like her interviews, I just really like watching them because I think she has a way of presenting herself that's just very
Elegant.
elegant. Exactly. I think she was this week she was named as the biggest grossing actress. Like her movies made the most money in Hollywood.
Oh wow.
So yeah, she,
That's so cool. Um, which character was your favorite in this movie?
I really like the father. I
Okay.
really like I thought he was at first I didn't like him, and then he starts getting funny and
Yeah.
compassionate, and you start seeing a side of him that I didn't expect he had. So it was really nice, especially towards the end where he plot spoiler alert,
Yeah.
he decided to cover the gap. So I really liked him, and my favorite part where was every time like someone would come up to him as with something bad, he'd say, "Let's talk," and he'd do something weird with his hands. And I didn't really understand why he would do that, but I found it very funny. And yeah, what about you?
I loved whenever there was any like a huge danger coming their way, and the father would just go like, myself, I'm not worried,
Yeah.
or something like that. And he kept like just repeating that during the
Yeah.
entire movie. My favorite character was the teacher, the insect teacher.
Michael Cera.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was just like very. He made me feel uncomfortable at first, especially
Yeah.
whenever he was with the girl,
Hmm.
and he would just like turn into this pervert.
Yes.
And yeah, it just made me feel uneasy, but at the same time, he was really funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really liked his character. Um,
Do you remember him in Barbie?
was he?
He was in Barbie, and I completely forgot about it. And then I looked up his cinematography because I know him from Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Very weird movie, also, but
Yeah.
I really like it. But in Barbie, you know how all the guys were Kens,
Mhm.
except for one guy in Barbie Land who was not Ken. He was someone else,
Okay.
and that was
And that
him.
was
That
him?
was him. He
Okay,
was the weird
wow.
guy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, his face was very familiar, but I couldn't tell from where.
He had a CeraVe commercial.
Okay.
And it was like, oh yeah, it's Michael Cera from CeraVe because his last name is Sarah. He like embodied the brand, and they were like, no, 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 you have nothing to do with the brand. It's a very fun commercial.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Um, Speaking of the acting, I loved how everything was theatrical. They acted as if they were acting in a theater,
yeah,
because sometimes they would talk to the camera. You would never you would rarely see their backs. They would rarely turn their backs to the camera,
that's a
and
very good
it
point.
was very theatrical. And yeah, it was definitely a screening that should have been only available during daytime. Yeah,
Makes sense. But I loved how you described it as it was as if we were going to the museum because
mm,
I really do see it this way.
totally.
I love that.
And I loved how it felt long, but it was a short movie.
Hmm.
That means that it was a good movie.
It was
Yeah.
rich. There
It
was
was
a lot of
rich, yeah,
things happening.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I can't get. There was the guy from Breaking Bad. There was Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mm.
Like every time I would look up like the actors, I'd be like, oh my god, there's like
They're
so
really
many
famous,
faces
yeah.
I know. Yeah, and it was, I don't know. It's so nice to be able to collect so many people for
Mhm.
one movie and just orchestrate the whole thing. I think it's really impressive. So yeah.
Totally. So the Phoenician Scheme, I think
Yeah.
that sums it up.
Yeah, let us know what you guys thought about this movie. Leave your comments below. Tell us if you liked it, if you didn't, if you watched any other Wes Anderson movies that you recommend us watching. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.